let's go over the Power Five before Rich Ferris comes in. Now, number five is a little bit controversial because, as you can see, as I go through everything, I have Detroit as the second best offensive line according to PFF, still holding the ground. Detroit have shown that they can go deep in the playoffs. Love their pass rush, led by Aiden Hutchinson. I want to say they're ninth in sacks there. I love their running game. I love their balance. I love the addition of now Sam Laporta has been a little banged up here, but they're going to get him back. I don't see anything major there. They're trying to implement Jameis Williams. We know about Anamon St. Brown there. They're a pretty stacked team on both ends there. Got a little cute the other day against Tampa. They corrected it. And of course, Tampa got beat. They went on the road, beat one of the best offenses on the road in the NFL in Arizona. Of course, it's only 2 games in. I still think that they're pretty stacked up and they're ready to go. And they have a solid quarterback who's been there before. If the playoffs started today, I trust Goff in this team. Long as Dan Campbell don't get too crazy with this with this situational clock management and wildness, I still got them at number 5. Honorable mention is, of course, Seattle and Pittsburgh. You're talking Geno Smith, a guy who wears down the last 2 seasons, has on this team. I don't trust him. I do like the defense, do like what Mike Macdonald's doing, but he's honorable mention right now. That's with Seattle. Pittsburgh, yes, they got the best total defense in the league. They got the best, which is yards. They got the best points in the league. I'm still holding Pittsburgh as honorable mention. I do not think that they can score 12 to 15 points a game and under 20 points and win consistently. I think they got off to a great start, and congratulations to that. Arthur Smith's doing a good job. They're honorable mention, okay? Honorable mention, Seattle and Pittsburgh, since they have not lost a game, but I would take Detroit because of the quarterback play over them to put them at number 5, okay? Number 4, this is another controversial one, but I don't care. It's my list. Philadelphia should be 3-0, not except for one bad call there, a clock management issue by Nick Sirianni. But they held the best offense in the league to 12 points on a short week here, okay? Held that team. Philadelphia held the New Orleans to 12 points there, not to mention the fact, Saquon Barkley, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pickles got him 2 touchdowns there for Barkley. I love their pass rush. I love the fact that they're getting pressure with Jalen Carter up the middle. I like a middle pressure between him and Davis up the middle more than I like edge rushers because it makes quarterbacks go to one side or the other, and it shortens the field. And you see the results there. They don't even have A.J. Brown, and they're still finding ways to win playing small ball. So the talent's there for these guys. And by the way, look how good Green Bay is. Look how deadly Green Bay is. Green Bay has got a lot of players that are young, super hungry, and they all buy into what McFleur is doing there, and they're deadly. And this team beat them down in week 1, up down there in Brazil in week 1. That's why I still like Philadelphia going forward to win the East. And it was a very impressive win. Although Hurts didn't have his best day, he managed the game. And sometimes that's just all you have to do. I mentioned that last night. So I've got the Eagles, the way Al Michaels would say it, the Eagles at number 4. All right, now, number 3. All right, now Kansas City. Listen, folks, Kansas City could very easily be 0-3. All right? You got a bad pass interference call that would practically end the game in the Cincinnati game. And then you have a potential, you're a toe away and a 2-point conversion away to losing to Baltimore. And if not for those offensive linemen going out, there's Atlanta had them. Atlanta was moving the rock on them. I mean, Atlanta was doing big things with them. You know, I love that play where Drake May got out, but they didn't though. They find ways to win. They find ways to win. They have lost Isaiah Pacheco for a while, and Travis Kelce's only 8 catches, 69 yards through 3 games. Xavier Worthy has been quiet, but they still have Rashid Rice. They still have Pat Mahomes. He's still getting rid of the ball. You still have Andy Reid. You still got Steve Spagnuolo. And you know, this Kansas City team, you write them off, and you write them off. They still find ways to win. They're 3-0. They're Super Bowl champs. I can't take them out of the top 5 if they have not lost a game. That being said, I got Minnesota ahead of them this week. I'm sorry. I mean, when you beat 2 playoff teams the way they've won, beating they beat a Super Bowl team in San Francisco, and then they beat a Houston team that won their division last year, that a lot of us are thinking may go to the Super Bowl this year, with a potential MVP type of candidate in C.J. Stroud, 34-7. They're playing well on both sides of the ball. Sam Darnold looks like a totally different quarterback under Kevin O'Connell. 67.9% completion percentage for Sam Darnold. 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 117 quarterback rating for O'Connell, second only to Josh Allen. And that doesn't even count the fact that Jordan Addison's not back yet, and T.J. Hawkinson's not back yet. Brian Flores, coordinator of the year through 3 weeks. I mentioned that last night on the program. So, yeah, I got Minnesota at number 2. Now, of course, that could change. This is just a snapshot, Rich. I see Rich backstage. I'm almost done, brother. This is just a snapshot of the NFL. It's like a presidential poll, right? Where it's just a snapshot of right now. And, of course, number 1, Buffalo, addition by subtraction. No Stephon Diggs, no problem. 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers last night by Josh Allen. By the way, 0. You see that? 0 sacks for Josh Allen the last 2 games. 0 sacks for Josh Allen, playing against Josh Allen, who is a very good pass rusher. The edge rusher there for the Jacksonville Jaguars here. And they got the best point differential in the NFL at 64. And they've got a lot of injuries on defense too, at linebacker and stuff, and safety. So they look like the number 1 team as of now, as of September